Welcome back to my channel, Comic Book Noise, where we talk about my comic book company, Digital Noise, where we talk about the characters and the storylines of the Digital Noise universe. Today, I want to talk about the subject of predators in the comic book industry. I'm not talking about predators like the Predator and Aliens type of comic book characters. I'm talking about predators as in sexual predators that are among us in the comic book industry. There's an article that came out, or not an article, but there was a Twitter that became viral in the last couple of days. And it was from a Valerie Orazio, and she was a prolific writer from what I'm understanding in the comic book industry. And so she tweeted out something that was very, not scandalous, but just very eye-opening. So this is what she wrote. She tweeted, she said, "And I'm so glad this progressive, in quotation marks, comics dude with an alleged reputation for convention harassment and assault has been so delicately protected by self-proclaimed comics feminist when the low-hanging comicsgate fruit is always there." And so she brings up a great point. I mean, in the last couple of years, all I've been hearing most of the time, people that have been arrested or have rumors of sexual predatory behaviors came from Comicsgate. I won't name or list the people that are accused of this, but you can Google it yourself. Just say Comicsgate and sexual predator, and you'll find out who it is on your own. But this Twitter came to mind that Valerie wrote because there are, since there was a target on the media just targeting, or people calling out targeting people from Comicsgate, throughout the history of me working in the comic book industry for like almost 40 years, and I work for the big majors, there have been so many rumors and accusations of people being sexual predators within the industry, and nobody really did anything. As long as they made their deadlines and they did good work, nobody really said anything, nobody really cared. That goes along even with pedophilia. The people that I've worked closely with, some people within the industry have been accused of sexual harassment and sexual predatory behaviors, to my surprise. And I just found it, kind of astonishing. Because, when I started in the industry, I was young, and plus I was basically a virgin, and I was very religious. And so a lot of things flew over my head about sexual predators and things like that, because my mind wasn't even focused on that when I started working in the industry. And, but looking back, I started to say, yeah, that was kind of weird, especially when you see some of the people in the industry dealing with women, people of the opposite sex. So it was just very interesting about what I see now as I'm older than what I saw back then. I saw everything pretty much back then when I started in the industry with through pure lensed eyes. But right now that, it's kind of eye-opening. And I think there's a bias in the industry where, like Valerie said, there's some feminists in the comic book industry that'll call out people from Comicsgate because, they want to kill the competition of the main industry that they work in. Maybe there's an engine that wants to destroy any independent kind of book or title. And that will definitely be in the Comicsgate. But there have been known predators or people that in the mainstream arena that work where the people who are feminists in the mainstream comic book industry part of things that won't call out their peers who they know that may be predators or sexual predators in the industry. And I don't think that's a cool thing, because the comic book industry is a magnet for young kids. And I think that goes well beyond the success of a company. I think we need to protect the kids. And what better way for a pedophile or a sexual predator to find their victims than the comic book industry, where children, kids, or young impressionable minds flourish to. And they look up to these creators that, could take advantage of them. And I think that the people that are against sexual predatory behaviors need to strongly call out their peers, as well as people outside of their arena, which would be Comicsgate or any other independent comic book creator or a company or something like that, because it all affects the same victim. You know what I mean? So it's just, a sexual predator is a sexual predator, no matter where they work or no matter who they are. I don't care if it's, let's copy the Hollywood industry. I mean, let's copy Hollywood, basically. Look at some of the highest top name people are being called out and brought to justice. Look at Harry Weinstein. Look at R. Kelly. What's the other one? There's many more. I can name more people they called out that are big and high in the industry. And I think the comic book industry needs to follow suit. So as far as myself, I've never mixed business with pleasure. I never had relations or will never make relations with people that I work with. It's only a work situation, and that's it. I don't need to do. There's so many other, and I'm already in a relationship, and a beautiful relationship. So nothing's going to happen there about me using my company to gain sexual access to somebody. It's just not going to happen. But I just really think that we all need to be upfront and honest and really confront the issues, and not for the advancements of our careers, not say anything because this person's powerful over here, so I won't say anything. And this is the comic book industry. You know what I mean? I think, it's better to protect people and to not have sexual victims that predators, victimize. So I think, that's more important than anything else. And you can still have a successful business. You can still advance your career. You can still be at the level you want to be and keep your integrity and do what's right. And so I commend Valerie for calling up and stepping up to the plate, because as again, that once I look back and seen like things that I've seen in the industry for over like 20 years in the industry, I think people should have the bravery to call out sexual predators as they see them, or maybe even nudge the person, say, hey, that's not cool, that's not right, if they see some questionable behaviors of their peers or something like that. And, I will also, within my comic book title, Delete and The Positive Omen, will tackle these issues as well. And just understand that there are people who will use their power to act on their sexual predatory behaviors. And that's wrong. That's all the way wrong. So it's just, I will have those type of situations in my comic book to help young people learn what sexual predatory behavior is, how some people are groomed within the industry to be prey of sexual predators, and the whole nine. So that's just a subject that I quickly wanted to talk about. And I just wanted to bring it by you and just do a video about it. And this is a subject I'm really going to really expound upon within my comic book titles, or subjects, within the comic book titles, and just something going forward. So anyhow, I hope you all are safe, happy, and be careful out there, and take care.